Ever witnessed something so wild on a cruise it left you speechless? Well, this week we've got a jaw-dropping stunt that's gone viral, some major cruise line updates, and a scam that you're going to want to avoid. Stick around to find out what's got the cruise world buzzing this week. Ahoy, travelers. It's Amy here with your weekly Cruise News Roundup and my thoughts on some of the biggest stories of the week. Carnival Cruise Line continues to crack down on guest behavior with its Have Fun, Be Safe conduct guidelines. Guests will now find a highlighted letter placed in every stateroom at the start of each cruise, and these are going to go over those new guidelines. Nobody can say they didn't know. According to Carnival brand ambassador John Heald, the letter reminds guests to respect others, including crew members. Violations pointed out in the letter include curfew for teens, proper behavior in guest corridors, the use of personal devices, bringing fans and beverages into the nightclubs, that's kind of a new thing, smoking, and illegal narcotics. The letter states that any guest who violates these policies or whose conduct affects the comfort, enjoyment, safety, or well-being of other guests or crew will be fined, disembarked at their own expense, and banned from sailing on Carnival in the future. This move comes after incidents like a recent brawl on the Carnival Sunrise where passengers were banned for throwing chairs, as well as a fire that broke out on the balcony of the Glory due to smoking. Carnival's zero tolerance policy aims to ensure a safe and enjoyable experience for everybody. Have you seen these new guideline letters on a Carnival cruise yet? Or what is your take on their strict conduct rules? Do you think this will help improve Carnival's reputation amongst cruisers? Now, while I love Carnival, people who have watched this channel for a while will know that there is no denying that they are often seen as a party line due to issues that they've had over the years. Have you ever been the victim of a scam? Well, our next story, we're going to talk about a cruising scam. A Carnival cruiser narrowly escaped a costly scam after calling a fraudulent phone number she found online when she was trying to resolve an issue with her online check-in. The scammer, posing as a Carnival rep, offered her a fake promotion to rebook her cruise for $1,000 less, but of course needed her booking number and personal information. The victim said, "While I was explaining the issue on the phone, the agent said there is a promotion going on, and if he cancels my reservation and rebooks the exact same cruise for me, he can get me about $1,000 cheaper." Thankfully, her gut told her something was off, so she hung up, called Carnival's official number that's actually on their website, confirming it was a scam. Unfortunately, she had already shared her booking number, but Carnival's team is working with her to secure her reservation. Now, this isn't the only scam out there. Fake emails and ads pretending to be from Carnival are also circulating, tricking people into sharing credit card details. Now, the lesson we should take away from this, always double check numbers on Carnival's official website and be wary of deals that sound too good to be true. Scammers are getting smarter, so you have to stay vigilant to protect your vacation. What's your go-to tip for avoiding travel scams? If you've got any, drop them in the comments below. There was a big announcement this week in cruise tubing. Popular crew member Chris Wong, known for his YouTube vlogs, announced that he's wrapping up his 12-year career with the cruise line after his final contract on Allure of the Seas. Wong, who's worked on iconic ships like the Icon of the Seas and Symphony of the Seas, shared in a 20-minute video to his 114,000 subscribers that he's ready for a new chapter in his life. He started his last contract on June 8th of this year, sailing the Mediterranean on the 5,484 passenger ship Allure, a route he loves. Now, while he's stepping away from crew life, Chris plans to keep cruising as a passenger, aiming for Royal Caribbean's elite Pinnacle Club status in the Crown and Anchor Society, which requires 700 cruise points. So to fund this, he's launched the Chris Wong Membership Club for exclusive content and cruise tips. His final contract ends in October when Allure repositions to Fort Lauderdale. Now, while I am wishing Chris happy sails and hope for the best for him and his channel, I do wonder how well his channel will switch over. When you have a large following that expects one type of content, In this instance, that of a crew member on a cruise ship, it doesn't always translate into another type of content, even if it's similar. This makes me think about Lucy from Cruising as Crew. Now, her most popular videos are still from when she was a crew member. And while she did try her hand at videos from cruising as a passenger, it seems that most of her current content is about her past as a crew member. Now, I've actually seen information that shows it's easier to start an entirely new channel than change a current one, even if it's along the same lines. So we are wishing Chris the best, though. Have you followed Chris Wong's journey, or do you have a favorite cruise crew member? Share in the comments below. Now, this next story I'm really excited about. New photos have emerged of a new feature on the Carnival Valor, spotted after updates during a recent dry dock. Can you see in this picture what is new with these bedside lamps? Not only did they add a USB-A port, which we do see often, but they also have a USB-C port. Now, I've actually discussed this in the past. While it's great that more and more lines are adding charging ports, most are adding USB-A ports, which we're phasing out. Because meanwhile, most devices are switching to USB-C because it supports faster data transfer and faster charging. So I am glad that Carnival is adding the option for USB-C and hope that more lines follow suit. John Heald said that Carnival will be adding these lamps to other ships in future dry docks. It's hard for a cruise line to keep up with trends, especially the larger lines with so many ships. You can't just bring all your ships in and change everything out to keep up with technology. So I'm glad that this is happening. I hope more cruise ships are being built with USB-C charging ports, but it's almost a little too late for a lot of things. Like, it should have been done years ago. Now, I saved the craziest story for last. A cruise guest in Juneau, Alaska, pulled off a jaw-dropping stunt by leaping off a pier into the chilly harbor waters. This was captured in a viral TikTok video. The woman, dressed in just shorts and a t-shirt and looks like Crocs, sprinted and jumped near Royal Caribbean's Anthem of the Seas. Now, this risky move raised serious safety concerns as Juneau's water temperatures are now averaging below 60 degrees Fahrenheit, and that happens even in June. Temperatures like that can trigger hypothermia in just 10 to 15 minutes. I'm sure this person got out much faster than that, but it's still not a good idea. It's unclear if the jumper was a cruise passenger or a local, as pier access typically requires a cruise card, and her reasons for the leap remain unknown. The video posted by another passenger has sparked debate about safety and responsibility on cruise vacations. Now, have you seen any wild cruise stunts, or what's your take on this jump? Share in the comments below. I hope everyone has had a great week, and happy Father's Day. This week in Fowl Farm news, the ducklings have arrived. For those who have been following along, you might remember that I had 2 duck hens that had been sitting on eggs, and I had eggs in the incubator. Well, the eggs in my incubator have been hatching over the last 3+ days. As they have hatched, I've been sneaking them into the duck house, and thankfully the hens have accepted all of the ducklings. The first 2 days, they stayed in their duck house, sitting on their eggs and taking care of the new babies. But yesterday, they brought the babies out into the yard. So I went to check on their eggs and see if any were still viable, possibly put them in the incubator. But they were all gone but one, and the one that was there was definitely rotten. I don't know where they went to. Honestly, I assumed the hens kicked them out of the duck house, but I looked all around, inside and out, and couldn't find them. I had candled them just a few days before mine started hatching in the house, and there was ducks in them moving. They were viable at that time, so I don't really know what happened to them. Anyway, I've got plenty of ducks now because I had 5 left in the incubator and they have all hatched. I did have to help some out. I was a little concerned because we were coming up on 4 days since the first one hatched, and I still had ones that were in the incubator. Some of them had already pipped, so that means if you don't know anything about eggs and incubation and hatching, they poke a hole, and that allows them to be able to breathe. And then they eventually called zipping. They pip first, so they do make the one hole, and so they can breathe, and then they slowly work themselves around, creating little marks all the way around, kind of like perforating the egg. That's called zipping, and then they can pop the top off and push themselves out. Well, several of them had pipped and had been pipped for well over 24 hours. And the problem with that is they can shrink wrap inside. The membrane can dry out and shrink over the whatever's in there, whatever the duck or the chicken or whatever, and then they can't get out. So I decided to help them out, and that is tricky. At that point, they could be really weak, and that's why they're not able to get out. There could be multiple issues. I had two that when I helped them, there was no problem at all. They just came out. They were fine. And then two that when I started, the membrane still had blood vessels in them, and there was a lot of bleeding, and I wasn't sure how they would do. That's where it gets really tricky because they can die that way. But I just kind of helped them and left them, and they were all fine. And a fifth one hatched as well, from an egg that I thought nothing was in. So I've got 5 in the house, and they're still in the incubator, drying up, getting all fluffy because there's no way they could keep up with their siblings right now who are wandering around the yard. So I'll sneak those in tonight, and hopefully by in the morning, they will be fine to be able to go outside with everybody else. So I'm going to leave us today with a video of these ducklings so that you can see them if you really want to watch. They're so cute, and listen to the sounds of farmyards. Well, are you ready for more information on cruising? Why don't stick around and check out this video and then come back for more information designed to help you have an amazing cruise. Have a blessed week, everyone. And don't forget to stick around for an adorable video of baby ducklings.